So we are finishing up the 2025 NBA season, and I thought it would be a perfect time to start some historic rebuilds. And we're going to kick things off with a Pelicans team that has changed so much over the years, and I really thought they had one of the best futures in the NBA when this happened. We're going to rebuild them right after the Anthony Davis trade back in 2019. We all know that 2019 offseason was insane. So many big names switched teams that offseason. The Pelicans won the draft lottery, they took Zion Williamson, and they traded away Anthony Davis to the Lakers for players coming back such as Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart. We are also going to have the Lakers first round pick in 2022, and in 2025 we haven't traded Drew Holiday yet. They haven't traded him to the Milwaukee Bucks. We haven't traded for CJ McCollum yet, and this team ended up going 30-42 in the Western Conference. They ended up with the 14th overall pick in the 2020 draft and took Kyra Lewis. I'm gonna hope to actually have this team on track going forward, and we're using one of the era modes. This is going to be from the Curry era, so it's going to say 2017, but in reality this is the 2020 season. Before we get back into the video, I want to give a word from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app and website that I use all the time to get my tickets to when I want to go to a sport game, either that being the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, or even concert tickets as well. And March Madness is here. There's going to be so many games played in North Carolina, in Kentucky, Seattle, New Jersey, and SeatGeek is the best place to go if you want to watch your team throughout March Madness, or maybe catch an NBA game before the season is over. And something I'm trying to do this week is go to North Carolina and try to do two things at once. On Friday in Raleigh, you get to watch Norfolk State against Florida. You get to watch some prospects for Florida, and then I'd also be able to see UConn and Oklahoma. And SeatGeek does something great where they rate every single seat on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means good, which is the green color. 1 means bad, which is the red color, so you can know if you're getting a good deal. And this is something I'm trying to plan, because before that, on Thursday, I would be able to see my first Knicks game in Charlotte. Never seen a Hornets game in Charlotte before. Tickets are really good on SeatGeek, and I'd be able to watch my favorite team take on the Charlotte Hornets. As you can see here, not a far drive between Raleigh and Charlotte. This is something I'm definitely looking at. And SeatGeek is running a great promotion for you guys, my viewers, where you can use code SROS10 and you can get 10% off any eligible purchase with that code SROS10. You can see it here. No matter if you've made a SeatGeek account before or this would be your first time creating it, that's code SROS10 to get 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek. Concert, festival, sporting event, you name it, SeatGeek is the place to go. And thank you again to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. And let's look at our salary cap breakdown right now. So Drew Holiday is a free agent at the end of the year. I would like to re-sign Drew. Will I trade him? That's still up for debate, but at least I want to keep him under contract. We do have a 35-year-old JJ Redick. He could be a trade piece at the deadline. And then we have kind of everybody else under these contracts. So I guess this roster creator maybe didn't do the best rosters in the world, because I know we should have Zion for at least 4 years under that rookie deal. And let's look at the team this year. Lonzo Ball, excited to see what he can do as the team's starting point guard. We're going to have Drew at the 2, Ingram at the 3, Zion at the 4. Center spots are kind of open right now between Okafor and Favors, and then just somebody off the bench. Like, oh yeah, we do have Jackson Hayes, who's also a rookie on this team. And obviously he didn't really work out. I want Josh Hart to get some minutes. We still have a rookie, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, since they had 3 first-round picks back in that 2019 draft. Nah was more of a score-first guy coming out of Virginia Tech. Never really worked out in the NBA in that role, and then really made his money as a kind of a 3D role player in Minnesota. And we start off the season at home against the Denver Nuggets, and we do end up losing by 14. Zion in his debut, which didn't come till the midpoint of the year, he drops 25. JJ Redick drops 23. Jamal Murray had 30 for this team. They still got Paul Millsap, Mason Plumlee, Will Barton, and a younger Malik Beasley. And we also have a young Kenrich Williams as well, who turned into a good defender for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we know that the 2020 championship did end up going to the LA Lakers. We'll see if it's going to be different this year. I don't expect to be too good, and I think we could be kind of worse than what this team actually was in real life. So this team is 26-27 here at the 2020 trade deadline. Okay, Utah, they are 48-5. I mean, they were good in 2020. They were even better in 2021, but 48-5, that is kind of absurd. The Sacramento Kings are 40-13 with a young De'Aaron Fox, and somehow before Tyrese Haliburton even got drafted. You have the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, that's a rebuild I could touch. This is before they traded for James Harden, because that was in the middle or the beginning of the 2020 season. You have that young up-and-coming Boston Celtics team with Tatum and Brown. They still have Smart, Hayward, Ennis Freedom, Time Lord, and Kemba Walker. It just feels so different. Who is at like the bottom? So you got the Orlando Magic. It wasn't 2020, but it was 2021 when they traded Vucevic and Gordon and Fournier. You got the Indiana Pacers. That's kind of disappointing because they were much more respectable this season. You do have the Knicks. I do want to do a historic Knicks rebuild. I'm thinking like the 2023 Knicks. Maybe the 2024 Knicks, like pre-OG trade. I think that could be a fun one to do as well. The Suns are pretty bad. Well, they don't have Chris Paul yet, and the Dallas Mavericks are also pretty bad, and they do have Luka Doncic. So, I mean, we are the 9th seed in the conference, which I think is fine. If we take a look at our player stats this year, Zion Williamson has been incredible when he's been healthy this year on the floor, which is nice to see. 33 minutes, 68% from the field, true domination, and it's kind of being that LeBron hyped up player he was coming out of Duke. There's Brandon Ingram's numbers. I do wonder if Brandon Ingram is going to be the guy next to Zion, because we learned basically 6 years later they were never going to reach their fullest potential. And JJ Redick is hitting 50% of his threes. I mean, as a free agent, I think I should try to capitalize on that value. And talking more about the current day Pelicans now, a lot can change if they get Cooper Flagg or Dylan Harper in the draft lottery, but they're going to suck me in next year. I know everybody's been hurt and it sucks Trey Murphy's out for the year, but Zion looks so good. And then you add in all the pieces around Zion: Hawkins, Murphy, Herb Jones, DeJounte Murray, and CJ McCollum were kind of iffy right now because of health and age, but you have Olynyk possibly coming back, you have Misi, Jose Alvarado, Brandon Boston, and that first round pick they're going to have this year. That team just has a ton of depth at the moment. I even like Karl Matkovic as a big man that could space the floor. So like I said, they're going to suck me back in. Wow, the Pistons would give me a first round pick. That is the type of move that they would make at that time. I think this would make a little bit more sense though. The Brooklyn Nets trying to get some more shooting. They're going to give me what I believe would be the 2022 first round pick, top 3 protected. I do have to eat into Garrett Temple's contract a little bit. I believe at one point he was a Pelican. I feel like he's played for all 30 teams. And yeah, we're going to send JJ Redick over there to the Eastern Conference. And I'm also going to send Jahlil Okafor to the LA Lakers for a first round pick next year, as we made plenty of deals with them in the past. I actually like that a ton for us, just getting anything for Jahlil Okafor. For contracts, you should be able to like copy and paste his salary each year than having to redo everything from zero. All right, so Giannis wins the 2020 MVP award like he did in real life. Ben Simmons takes home Rookie of the Year. I think we just had a bunch of guys that were listed as rookies. D'Angelo Russell is your 6th man of the year for the Golden State Warriors. He was obviously traded for Kevin Durant in the 2019 offseason. Giannis wins DPOY. I believe the 2020 season is when he won MVP and DPOY. Jokic wins Most Improved, and the Jazz just go 73-9. Okay, so you got Trae Young in what would be his sophomore year. Okay, puts up 34 points. James Harden, All-NBA first team, still in Houston. Giannis, LeBron, and Jokic, all on All-NBA first team. Second team, you got Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler in Miami, which would be his first year there. Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, first year in Brooklyn, and Anthony Davis, first year in LA. And then there's All-NBA third team, Russ's first year in Houston. Dame, Blake, Paul George's first year in Los Angeles, and Karl Anthony Towns. Here's all defensive first team. No super shocking names. That was all defensive first team. All defensive second team. You got Eric Bledsoe, Serge Ibaka, Kristaps Gobert, and Oladipo. So yeah, some of the rookies are messed up from this season because it's like the 2017 rookies, not the 2020 rookies. So we did not make the playoffs this year. I believe this was the first year of the playing tournament, like that weird bubble tournament. So I think that's something we can implement next year. Point differential wise, we actually just missed out on the playoffs. We went 41-41, but we will be getting a lottery pick this year, most likely being at number 14. But we have some big decisions to make this offseason. Do we want to continue to develop the young core? Yes. And do we do maybe a sign and trade with Drew Holiday? Do we think he's in our long-term plans? And the Philadelphia 76ers win the 2020 NBA Finals. Well, 2021 was their good year, as 2020, wow, Ben Simmons averaged a triple-double, Finals MVP. I believe they got bounced in round number 1 to the Boston Celtics. Yeah, Tobias Harris, Trey Burke, Mike Scott, Al Horford. That was the Al Horford year because they didn't get back Jimmy Butler in free agency. There goes Vince Carter, Joe Johnson, Anderson Varejao, JJ Barea, Jan Mahimi all retire. So we are going to add in the playing tournament and the lottery system as well. So let's see what happens here. We're going to, like I said, have the 14th pick, which is funny enough. That's what they had in the 2020 season as well. The Mavericks win the 2020 draft lottery. They got Josh Green later, and they have a chance to add Anthony Edwards to Kristaps and Luka here in the Western Conference. Minnesota, they had 1 in real life. They get 2 here. Indiana had no first round pick, I believe, in the 2020 draft. So yeah, we are going to have that 14th overall pick, and Brian Wyatt, yeah, is our head coach. So I guess this was like Alvin Gentry time. I mean, do we bring in like Mike D'Antoni on a 2-year deal? Don Nelson, I don't know how Mavericks fans feel about him. Scott Brooks, okay, Budenholzer's here. I mean, I'd go after Quinn Snyder, just won 70-plus games with the Utah Jazz. Oh, Yegor Kokoska, remember him, Jay Triano, Earl Watson, all potential coaches out there. So I did get Quinn Snyder or Mike D'Antoni. Let's sign D'Antoni. Why not? I just don't get D'Antoni ever. So we're going to make him the next head coach of this team. Now, if we take a look at the mock drafts, the Pelicans at number 15, Onyeka Okongwu from the Sporting News, Killian Hayes from 2K, and Onyeka Okongwu. All right, so it is the night of the draft, and we can make trades, but I think all these guys, like the only person I would think about moving would be Derek Favors, as Garrett Temple kind of has 2 years left on the deal, which is kind of annoying. And Anthony Edwards goes to the Dallas Mavericks with the number 1 pick. They're going to have Ant at the 2, Luka at the 3, and Kristaps at the 4. LaMelo Ball goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Pacers at number 3, they select Tyrese Maxey, not Tyrese Halliburton. And Halliburton goes to the Orlando Magic there at number 4. They got Cole Anthony with the 15th overall pick. Danny Avdija goes to the Suns. They got Jalen Smith later on. The Cavs are on the clock. They're making a trade, for Denny. So instead of taking a Okoro, Aaron Nesmith goes there. James Wiseman's off the board. The Knicks take Precious Achiuwa, currently on the team right now. There goes Desmond Bane. Was hoping he would fall to us. There goes Devin Vassell, another player that I was hoping was going to fall. Sadiq Bey goes to the Wizards. Jaden McDaniels to the Trailblazers. And at 13, the Memphis Grizzlies select Isaiah Stewart. So you got Obi Toppin, you got Emmanuel Quickley, Patrick Williams. Those are some names on the board I'm looking at. Peyton Pritchard is there as well. I mean, we kind of need some big man help, so I don't mind going after Okongwu. I know we drafted a center, Jackson Hayes, in the 2019 draft. We could go after Quickley. Obi's intriguing as well, just Obi and Zion on the same team. It'll be Dunk Central. So I'm going back and forth between Okongwu and Emmanuel Quickley, and I think I'm going to take Emmanuel Quickley here for that upside. And in the second round, I took Vic Krejci, who's currently a rotational piece for the Atlanta Hawks. We don't have any team player options. Kevin Durant, somehow a free agent, okay. And then, yeah, I do want to bring back Drew Holiday. It's going to be a 3-year deal. I feel like this Drew Holiday could probably make like $18 million a year. I forget what his contract was at this time, but we're going to give him that. We're going to kind of overpay for him to come back. All right, I want to see if it's possible to trade away Drew Holiday for 3 first-round picks from the Orlando Magic. I would love to get Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like that's kind of impossible, but we could see. If I offered, I don't know, could I even get a counter for this? Probably not. I was like, would they counter with like a Zion Williamson? I would give you, I think Jackson Hayes in this deal. Like Jackson Hayes and Drew Holiday for Halliburton and 3 first-round picks. What about if it was Halliburton and 2 first-round picks? Would we do this? They're going to say no. I would also throw in Garrett Temple. They have a little bit of money to work with. I will also throw in Vic Krejci. Could we do that? Okay, so I don't think I'm getting Halliburton. What about if I offered Holiday for just 3 future first-round picks from this team? Would they do that? They're going to say no. Okay, let's pivot off that for a second. Oh my God, the Denver Nuggets signed Kevin Durant and to add him to Jokic and Jamal Murray. What just happened? All right, so I'm going to offer the Boston Celtics Jackson Hayes, Drew Holiday, and Garrett Temple for Jaylen Brown, and they are going to agree to that. So Drew Holiday eventually got traded to Boston later on. We are going to trade him for Jaylen Brown, who fits the timeline a little bit more. Him and Brandon Ingram were in that same draft class back in 2016. And I'm going to bring back DeMarcus Cousins to the Pelicans. He played for Portland last year in the 2020 season. We know he played for the Pelicans, got traded to New Orleans in 2017, gets hurt, or they don't make the playoffs, gets hurt in 2018 after they look so promising. And we're going to get also JaVale McGee to be the backup 5. We're going to bring in Kenneth Faried. We're also going to bring in somebody that went undrafted in the 2019 draft, Naz Reid. Crazy he declared as a freshman and ended up going undrafted, but obviously he's turned into a nice player in the NBA. We're also going to bring back Kenrich Williams. And there's been a lot of turnover in the league. Maybe I got to get a different roster, but yeah, Donovan Mitchell's a Knick. Blake Griffin goes to the Nets. Kevin Durant's a Nugget. Steph Curry is a Cav. De'Aaron Fox goes back to the Kings. Luka is a Raptor. What is going on? But we have a young core getting better. Zion, Jaylen Brown, Ingram, Lonzo, and then there's Derek Favors making $12 million this year. We got DeMarcus Cousins as the starting center. I'm not thinking he's our long-term answer there. The Lonzo Ball could be a restricted free agent next year. I think I'm going to look to re-sign him, but we're going to try to make it kind of front-loaded going forward. He ended up getting signed and traded to the Chicago Bulls and then got hurt after such an exciting start to that 2021 season. We are also going to bring back Josh Hart for about $5 million less than what he got in real life on his rookie extension. So this year it's going to be Lonzo, Jaylen Brown, Ingram, Zion, DeMarcus Cousins in that starting lineup. I think Favors and Cousins can get like 24 minutes apiece. I want Josh Hart playing a decent amount off the bench. He can get 25 minutes. Naw should get some minutes. I don't think JaVale McGee's going to get any minutes because I want to see Emmanuel Quickley and maybe even Naz Reid in there. Naz can get like 8 minutes. Quickley can get about 14. And then for the starting lineup, I think I may go, I think this is fine. Let's go 33 to Brown, 32 to Ingram, 34 to Zion, and 30 to Lonzo. We are going to go to balance under D'Antoni, but obviously he's like a 7 seconds or less guy. We start the season on an LA road trip. We lose to the Clippers, and we get blown out by the Lakers because they probably got Jahlil Okafor. Okay. interesting start to the year, but I think we're going to be fine going forward. We ended up just barely missing the playoffs last year. The defense may have gotten a little worse this year, but I still think we'll be okay. All right, so Trae Young is a starter. I can't believe how good Trae Young is. So let's see the All-Stars this year. Trae Young is averaging 36 points. He is cracked out in this rebuild. So did we get any Pelicans? Yes, Zion Williamson gets his first All-Star game, 28 points, 8 rebounds. Healthy Zion Williamson, man, it could really change like NBA history and what he could have been. I really hope he can stay healthy. Is that a polar bear in Arlington, Texas? Tobias Harris is an all-star this year. All right, so here at the trade deadline, Lonzo Ball is averaging a double-double. Well, I'm glad I re-signed him. Brandon Ingram is averaging 16 points and is becoming kind of an elite free throw shooter. I wish it could translate to his free throw percentage. Jaylen Brown is having a very good season. Derek Favors is a solid big man for us and is still 28 years old. I think I could look to extend him. DeMarcus Cousins, I think, is fine. And he does have a team option of $10 million next year. Josh Hart, I mean, he's a hustle player, but that efficiency is not where I need it to be. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's getting a little bit more efficient, and Emmanuel Quickley, and his small volume, has been super efficient as a guard option for us. So I don't really think I'm going to make any notable moves here. Naz Reid, if we do make the playoffs, is probably not going to play. I do think I would like to bring back Derek Favors on a 2-year extension worth around $20 million. Like, we're not a big free agency destination here in New Orleans. I mean, we definitely could become one, but I think we're going to try to build internally with what we got. And Ben Simmons, coming off winning Finals MVP, wins MVP. The player I tried getting for Jrue Holiday won Rookie of the Year, Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like scoring is kind of insane with this roster. LaMelo Ball, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, an incredible rookie season as well. I mean, that all-rookie team might be unreal. Kawhi, Depoy, DeJounte Murray, most improved on San Antonio. Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. For the Houston Rockets, I could have had him. Here's All-NBA first team with Ben Simmons, Trae Young. They met in the 2021 playoffs. Giannis, LeBron, and Nikola Jokic. I mean, I don't know if you guys were around like on Twitter or just kind of like we're keeping up with the NBA back in 2020, but there was like a serious debate between Giannis and LeBron for like best player in the league, MVP in that 2020 season because the Lakers were so good. Here's All-NBA second team with D'Angelo Russell making it, but we do have Zion Williamson at 20 years old on All-NBA second team. Here's All-NBA third team, which includes 3 players from Los Angeles. I do want to check out the all-rookie teams as Mikal Bridges is now in OKC. Interesting. You got Nick Richards making it. Oh, what? What is the save with the scoring? Is like the shot clock turned down? I don't know. Maybe that's something I have to investigate because these rookies are kind of all insane. Like Maxey was great. Obi was great. Okay. Well, all right, is this just a generational rookie class? It must be. So we ended the year as the 6th seed, so we don't have to play in the play-in tournament. We're going up against the Mavericks, who also picked up Derek White along the way. They have Anthony Edwards, DeAndre Hunter, Kristaps. Oh, yeah, so I guess Luka isn't there because he was somehow a free agent and signed with the Raptors. Where we see that Zion averaged 28, about 30 points a night between Brandon Ingram and Jaylen Brown, and there's Lonzo Ball. So everybody kind of shot well outside of Josh Hart, who's probably going to play less minutes than Nah in the playoffs. I think like Josh Hart can get around 15, Quickly can get around 15, and then we're going to get about 22 minutes to Nah. Josh Hart better be better in my like Knicks historic rebuild that I want to do soon. I think I'm going to go like 27 to Cousins. Let's go 37 to Zion, 35 to Ingram and Brown. Maybe I don't do 24 there. Maybe we do something like this, and then I can go 35 to Lonzo to run the show. So, can we beat Dallas here in round number 1? We do end up losing game 1 by 4. Anthony Edwards drops 42 points. Zion, 37-point triple-double in an L. Lonzo at 14 assists. Game number 2 goes to the Dallas Mavericks. They won by 2. Damn, lose by 4, lose by 2. Zion at 57. I gotta see the shot clock is turned down or something, because this is kind of crazy. Game 3, we do lose. Oh, wow. Zion has been incredible. His per 36. Okay, he's averaging 43 points. All right, so I wanted to investigate and check out the shot clock if it was out like 20 seconds. Oh, yeah, they have a young Jalen Brunson over there. But nope, it's at 24 seconds. I don't know why scoring is on another level. Like, everybody's just kind of efficient. That makes me feel like, all right, maybe Emmanuel Quickley wasn't the best rookie in the world because Obi Toppin was dropping 17 a night. We somehow have Derek Favors guarding Derek White. Derek White's going to pull up for 3. Mazzulla Ball not ready just yet. Kick it up to Emmanuel Quickley. I don't know why he's in the game right now. I would like to get our starters in. DeMarcus Cousins, Emmanuel Quickley, pick and roll. Let's get that. Oh my God, man. Lead Cousins. He had a wide open lane. Anthony Edwards is obviously going to slam that. Down by 4. Lonzo has 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 12 assists. Yeah, I was expecting the shot clock to be at like 8 seconds, honestly. Emmanuel quickly coming off some screens. I just could not speak right there. Jeez. All right, kick it over to Lonzo. We're going to have to ask Brandon Ingram to cook a little bit in isolation. Post Ingram. Can he back down Tim Hardaway Jr.? Ingram, get him in the air. Nope, he doesn't get in the air. And I'm going to have to take that tough shot. No good. Derek White driving on Emmanuel quickly with good defense, but there's only so much he can do. And we are down by 6. It looks like I'm throwing this game, honestly. All right, DeMarcus Cousins, get to the rim. Okay, I was going to post him up, but nobody decided to pick him up. So Jaylen Brown fouled out. So we do have Josh Hart in this game. You got Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson in this game, but they're not on the floor right now. They have Tyson Chandler. How old is he? Kristaps is trying to come off some screens. Can we guard Derek White? He missed the first one. Wow, he missed the second one. Rebounded by Zion. That's rebound number 7. Run the floor with me, Zion. Run the floor. Okay, Kristaps is there. I can't get him in the air. All right, pick and roll. I'm throwing the alley-oop. Where are you going, Zion? Where are you going? Why are you going to the baseline? DeAndre Hunter is going to lay that in. Zion going right at Kristaps. That might be it. Yep, and we got eliminated. We lost 106-101, and we got swept. Back in the 2021 playoffs, the Pelicans, was that the year they made it? Yeah, right? And they kind of gave Phoenix a run for their money. No, that was, I believe, in 2022. Because 2021, they had the 10th overall pick. They traded down. They took Trey Murphy and got Herb Jones in the second round. It really was a David Griffin masterclass in that draft, but we lost in a sweep in round 1. And the Pelicans did sweep the Blazers in those 2018 playoffs in round 1. The Nuggets got even better. I mean, they have Jokic putting up basically a triple-double every night. And then, oh yeah, they have Jamal Murray and Kevin Durant. So, hey, maybe Boston did fairly well with that trade because Drew Holiday helped them go to the NBA Finals. And they're waiting for Jason Tatum to kind of break out. Kemba is still a good scorer. And Jackson Hayes, I guess, wasn't even that bad there. Maybe I shouldn't have moved him. Kyle Korver retires. Same with George Hill, Joakim Noah, Anthony Tolliver. Couple Lakers, Celtics, and Bucks. Maybe this is it. Like the shot clock resets to 14 seconds instead of 24 on an offensive rebound. But if anything, now it would speed up scoring. All right, so here we go in the draft lottery. I don't think I own a Lakers pick in 2021 because they actually moved that pick in the Rush trade. I guess we do. Oh no, this one is from, wow, this is from the Okafor trade. And the Lakers were a lottery team. So it actually drops from 8 to 9. But hey, I'll take the 9th overall pick. I also own my pick at 19. So this team is definitely heading in the right direction. At number 9, we are projected to get Davion Mitchell. I don't know if I'm going to take Davion. I still would like to get Trey Murphy, but we'll see. Maybe if we want to target a center like Alperen Şengün, I think, because I'm not getting Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley, though, makes it to 4, I may call up Sacramento, but we'll see who ends up going number 1. So Cade Cunningham is now in that Cavs backcourt with Steph Curry. Scotty Barnes goes number 2. And Portland does take Evan Mobley. All right, so I will not be trading up. There goes Jonathan Kuminga, Franz Wagner. Utah's going to take Jalen Green. Milwaukee's going to take Jalen Suggs. And Golden State takes Şengün. Damn it, man. I wanted Şengün. All right, so we could take Josh Giddey, but we got Lonzo Ball. We could take Herb Jones. But I think I'm going to start things off with, damn, Jalen Johnson ranked kind of low. I mean, Trey Murphy's ranked 37th. All right, I'm guessing I can get maybe one of those guys later on. Jalen Johnson is ranked 10th. All right, I'm actually going to snag Jalen Johnson with this pick. And I'm actually going to get Quentin Grimes with our pick there at number 19. As I think Trey Murphy went by then. Yeah, Trey Murphy went the pick ahead to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We take Quentin Grimes at 29 or at 19. This was a really good draft, really deep. And I'm getting the man who saved basketball 7 picks earlier than when he went in real life, Aaron Wiggins. All right, so let's sign Johnson, Grimes, and Aaron Wiggins. Ingram, Brown, welcome back. I think I'm going to pick up the team option on Cousins and Vic Krejci. So LeBron can be a free agent. Russ can be a free agent as well. He never played for the Wizards in this, so he's going to go straight from Houston to free agency. Now, we don't have anybody on bird rights. We don't really have that much money to spend, but we could look to maybe make a trade if we wanted to upgrade the center position. I'm going to make this trade with the Atlanta Hawks. I do have to move 4 players, but I'm fine moving this 4 for these 2. I'm going to be trading DeMarcus Cousins, Kenneth Faried, Vic Krejci, and JaVale McGee for Jared Allen to be our starting center going forward. He's making $13 million this year, a little bit more next year. And we're also getting Damian Jones, former Vanderbilt Commodore. I'm also going to sign Thomas Satoransky to a 1-year deal. Remember Jake Layman? I'm going to give him a 1-year deal. And I'm going to sign Brook Lopez at 33 years old to a 1-year deal. So we're going to get all 3 of these guys. And then hopefully Naz Reid back on the QO. As LeBron James does go back to the Lakers and Embiid goes back to the 76ers, Capella and Russ back to the Rockets. So Naz Reid is going to accept the qualifying offer. A lot of green here. Zion's up to a 94. Brown's up to a 91. Ingram's an 87. He's a wild card. He can be, I think, a free agent next year. I believe. Lonzo is up to an 86. Jared Allen's an 86. That's our starting five right now. We got an exciting bench as well. All right, so actually they have team options next year, so we're chilling on Ingram and Jaylen Brown. So I do have to release some guys before the season starts. First one's going to be Jake Layman. I think I'm going to release Brook Lopez. I'm sorry, and I think I got to release one more player, and that might be Thomas Satoransky. So, yeah, we're going to release these guys. Let's head here into the 2022 season, a season where the Pelicans, they traded for CJ McCollum. I never really got that at the time, and I think trading away Josh Hart did hurt their current dynamic of the team in a way, but then there was also Zion injuries at times, and, like, would Ingram be the guy for the future? But he really stood out in the 2022 season, or excuse me, he was really good in 2023, and they ended up having a top 10 pick, which they took Dyson Daniels. I believe that was from the Lakers because the Lakers were that bad that year. So yeah, we will get the Lakers first round pick again this year. We're going to go 32 minutes to Allen. 35 to Zion is fine throughout the regular season. Let's go 33 to Ingram, 33 to Brown. Let's go 31 to Lonzo. I like that starting five. I'm not going to rely too much on Josh Hart now just because of the bad shooting numbers last year. Favors is the backup big. I want quickly getting minutes. And the last spot, I think I'm going to give it to, do I want to give it to Naz Reid? Now let's give it to our first round pick, Jalen Johnson, who we took in the top 10. So we're going to run a fairly deep rotation this year, but we will trim it down come playoff time. Hopefully we can actually win a playoff series this year. We start off the year 2-0, which is great, and 2 blowout wins, winning by 43 and then by 37. And then we also win by 33. All right, let's go. Zion had an incredible start to the year. Quickly at 17 minutes or 17 points off the bench. Dennis Smith Jr. still in New York. He's actually progressed. Ingram drops 25, Zion 32. And then we blew out the Orlando Magic. Zion's off to an incredible start in what would be year number 3. All right, so LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm just kidding, it's James Harden, not LeBron, are captains this year for the 2022 All-Star Game. We do, I believe, get Zion Williamson making it. Now he's a 2-time All-Star, just performing even better than he did last year. Now averaging just under 9 rebounds and 4 assists per game. There's De'Aaron Fox making it. John Morant in Memphis, he's been incredible. Wendell Carter Jr. in Chicago is an all-star this year. That is pretty cool. But we don't get Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown or anybody like that in the all-star game. We are 41-12, so I thought there was a chance we could have 2 all-stars. We are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The New Orleans Pelicans are here. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, the Pels are here. We have now created the proper rebuild for this team that had such an exciting future back in that 2019 offseason, even after trading away AD. Now, Lonzo, I mean, I'm going to keep you for this year because you're young, you're averaging 12 assists, but those shooting numbers aren't great at all. How is Josh Hart? Okay, Josh Hart is night and day different from what he was last year, which is great to see. Emmanuel quickly, he's been great for us. And then, like, Ingram, I think in Brown, I think Brown could be like a number 2 to Zion, but like, can Ingram be a number 3? I think so. And maybe that's where he was better suited in his career, to be a number 3 and not to be like a low-end number 1 that maybe we thought at one point he could be. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades. We're about 30 games over 500. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's nobody to re-sign right now, so I'll see you guys at the end of the year. So I guess Ben Simmons is turning into the greatest player of all time. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 9.5 assists, 2.6 stocks this year for the Philadelphia 76ers. Cade Cunningham is your Rookie of the Year, the number 1 pick to the Cavs. Desmond Bane, 6th Man of the Year in OKC. See, he's putting up 27 points off the bench. I got to see some of these scoring numbers as Mike D'Antoni gets Coach of the Year, going 64-18. Zion ends up on All-NBA second team. All right, let's go. All-NBA third team, Halliburton, LaMelo, John Collins. I mean, 2019, like, John Collins was special. Marvin Bagley. All right, maybe they made the right decision taking him over Luka, even though his numbers weren't really that good. Jaylen Brown on all defensive first team and shot 42% from 3. That is super encouraging. And Jalen Johnson ended up on all rookie second team with Evan Mobley. So if I went to, like, I don't know, we could just go to the standings here. I mean, the offense isn't like anything crazy. So I don't know, like OKC had Desmond Bane drop 27 points, but like Mikal Bridges, he dropped 17. Schroeder dropped 12. They're starting OG Anunoby at the 3. They got Wingstop there, 2 current Knicks. So we were the 1 seed though in the West, and we had the best record in the NBA. Zion Williamson was our top guy. I thought he was going to get some MVP votes. I do need Lonzo Ball to become a little bit more efficient in the playoffs, and I don't think I'm going to play at least Jalen Johnson on the team in the playoffs. I think quickly was great for us this year. Him and Favors, 15 minutes a night, I'm cool with. We're going to go 18 to Naw, 18 to Hart, and I think we can go like 37 to Zion, 36 to Ingram. I may lower Lonzo's a little bit, 35 to Brown, 34 to Allen. And let's go about 3 more to Josh Hart. Actually, I'm going to go 3 more to Emmanuel quickly because he could be the backup point guard for Lonzo. We are going to be taking on, I wanted the Lakers to go up against AD, but it's going to be the Sacramento Kings. Actually, I should have been rooting against the Lakers because now we have a better pick in the lottery. De'Aaron Fox is a 97 overall, but is just putting up 14 points per game. You got Houston, Minnesota, and Denver as the top 4 seeds in the West. Can we beat the Kings? We do win game 1 by 5. Zion does drop 35 in this one. 12 assists for Alonzo, 50% from the field, 40+% from 3. We do end up winning game number 2 by a decent amount as well. Zion with 29 and 14. Game number 3 is going to go to the New Orleans Pelicans, 138-104. Zion with 40. Ingram and Brown combined for 53 points. And can we sweep them? Yes, we can. We win 146-127, 44-11-6 for Zion. We are going to move on to round number 2. Phoenix there as the 5th seed. All right, Zion put up 37 in round number 1. That is kind of incredible. Josh Hart, I need you to hit a shot and not turn the ball over 2 times a game for your minutes. So the Suns got Sexton, Booker, MPJ, Saric. Oh, and they still ended up with DeAndre Ayton. Okay. Oh, no, they had Ayton on their team already. They picked up Sexton along the way. Kelly Oubre, remember when he was a Sun? And they used him to get basically Chris Paul, and then they traded Kelly Oubre to Golden State, and that was just a horrible trade for Golden State because they gave up a future first, and he basically cost so much against their luxury tax. They were basically paying like $80 million that year for Kelly Oubre in luxury tax money. We do lose our first playoff game in game 2. We're tied 1-1. We go down 2-1. 109-101 here in the 2022 playoffs. I believe this is when the Pelicans and Suns played each other in round number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Damn, goes to the Suns. This is kind of a disappointing playoff exit if we do lose in round number 2. Jared Allen's been pretty good. He's averaging 3.4 stocks. I don't know. Game number 5, we end up staying alive. Okay, we blow them out, even though they scored 50 points in that 4th quarter. Damn. Game number 6 goes to the Suns, and the 1-seeded Pelicans get sent home in round number 2. I know that Suns team is pretty good, but I would say that's kind of disappointing. And I feel like rebuilding like the 2021 Suns could be fun because they ended up making the finals that year. They were incredible in 2018, or excuse me, in 2022. They did beat the Pelicans in 6, but that Dallas series, I mean, I think they would have beat Golden State in the conference finals, and I think they would have beat Boston in the NBA finals, but Dallas was just a bad matchup for them. And in round 2, like Ingram actually stepped up as like a good number 2 option. I do wonder, like Lonzo is a great facilitator, but I wonder if there's a point guard upgrade in the offseason. The Timberwolves win. Yeah, I was like, where's the conference finals MVPs? That was before that. Karl-Anthony Towns gets finals MVP. They beat the Suns in 7 with LaMelo and Cat. Robert Covington, Jalen Brunson's there, Stanley Johnson, Will Barton. The Pacers, they ended up beating the Raptors. Turner, Darius Garland, Maxey, Kuzma, Mitch Robb, Oladipo. They also have Josh Jackson, but they lost to the Timberwolves in 6. So it was Maxey versus LaMelo, not Ant versus Halliburton. Melo and Dwight end up retiring, and Mike Budenholzer as well as Mike Woodson retire. Dwight Howard is heading to the Hall of Fame, but not Carmelo Anthony 2K, really? I don't agree with that. So we have a bunch of rule changes being implemented. All right, so here we go. The draft lottery. Let's see what we got here. We do have 2 lottery picks. Wow, that JJ Redick pick there at 14. I guess it helped us that Kevin Durant left for Denver. We had that 12th pick from the Anthony Davis trade. And then you also have like the Magic there at 6. I was asking for that in the Drew Holiday trade. So the Pistons get 1, Hornets 2, Warriors 3 in the 2022 draft with Chet, Paolo, Jabari Smith, J-Dub. I think I don't know. Do I bring back Greg Popovich? I don't think I can get, or bring back D'Antoni. I don't think I can get Pop. Is that LeBron? No, that's Leo James. I could try to get Jason Kidd. I don't really want Donovan or Stotts. Lance James Jr. Okay, you're really making me think that's like LeBron James Jr. Do I want Mike Malone? I think I may just bring back D'Antoni. So Paolo is projected to go number 1, Chet 2, Jaden Ivey 3, J-Dub 4. And we are making a blockbuster trade here on draft night. I'm not sure. I guess they were able to sign him. But yeah, I am trading Lonzo Ball and my 2 lottery picks for Zaire Williams, a former lottery pick. But the most notable guy here, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Welcome to the Pelicans. So Lonzo ends up in Chicago anyways. This is kind of insane. Shai at the 1. Brown at the 2, Ingram at the 3, Zion at the 4, Jared Allen at the 5. I also have my pick here at 29, and I'm going to snag Max Christie from Michigan State. And then I believe we had the Mr. Irrelevant pick. So we also see Keegan Murray went 3. Clippers get J-Dub there at number 4. J.D. Davison from Alabama we took at 60. We're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. And yeah, I think going from Lonzo to Shai is going to be a massive upgrade for us in the 2023 NBA season. I wouldn't mind bringing back Kenrich Williams on a 2-year deal, and we are going to snag him on that. So Harden goes back to Houston, Cat back to Minnesota, D'Lo back to Golden State, Jimmy Butler goes to LA. Is LeBron a free agent? No. Interesting. And we are going to sign both Morris twins here. I don't know why, but I think it'd be kind of cool. I'm probably going to have to release both of them anyway. I feel like by the time the season starts, just because of how many guys we have on our roster. So here at player progression, Zion is a 97, Jaylen Brown's a 92, Ingram's a 90, Shea's a 90. This team is really good. A lot of green. Like I said, I'm going to have to cut some people before the season starts. All right, so let's lock up our core before the season starts. Zion, you can get a bag. Jaylen Brown, you're going to get a bag. Brandon Ingram, you're going to get a bag as well. So we're locking up this team long term. It looks like Shea could hit free agency next year. Let's lock up Nah. We are going to be so far in the luxury tax. I hope the owners are willing to pay this. So I have to release 4 players before the season starts. So I think one of them is going to be Mr. Irrelevant, JD Davison. I do think the Morris twins are going to be the other guys, so they can maybe join a different team. And I think have to release one more player. I think it's going to be Aaron Wiggins, unfortunately. All right, so we have Shea, Jaylen Brown, Brendan Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jared Allen. Josh Hart, Nah, quickly, Favors can all get minutes off the bench. And then I think I'd like to get Jalen Johnson in there still just to see if he can improve. So Favors can get like 13. Let's go about 18 to Nah. 18 to Josh Hart. 28 to Allen for the regular season is fine. Same with 34 to Zion. 33 to Ingram. 33 to Brown. 34 to Shea. And then we'll go 11 minutes to Jalen Johnson off the bench. And then we will figure it out and reallocate some minutes come playoff time. 4.5 star balanced under D'Antoni. I would like for this team to win 55 plus games this year. I think it's incredibly deep. All right, so Zion this year is a captain with Giannis for the All-Star game. Do we finally get 2 All-Stars? Okay, of course, Lonzo Ball is an all-star. I mean, that shooting splits. 47% true shooting, that would kill me in the playoffs. But only 1 all-star for us this year. No, like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on an all-star team. Zion is averaging 28.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. And right now in the Western Conference, we are the 2 seed, but we do have a 17.2 point differential. Minnesota is just that good with LaMelo, Smart. Stanley Johnson is an 87 overall. Karl-Anthony Towns, Thomas Bryant. They have Jalen Brunson as a 6th man as well. Just like, I always forget about Dallas Maverick Jalen Brunson. Like, just picturing him, I just think about him as like a homegrown Nick, but he's far from that. And Shea's averaging 10 assists. I'm telling him to shoot more in the second half of the year because his shooting splits are off the charts. So Zion Williamson gets that MVP award in year number 4, 26.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. 2.3 stocks a night. Paolo Banchero is your rookie of the year. Denny is your 6th man of the year. He was that 5th overall pick back in the 2020 draft. Bol. Wow, pretty good player there in Denver now. And Tibbs, still in Minnesota, takes home coach of the year. Zion, obviously winning MVP, is going to be on all NBA first team as a 22-year-old. We don't get any other Pelicans on the all NBA team. I know Jaylen Brown on an all defensive team, unfortunately. So we finished the year as the 2 seed. Damn, we were incredible this year. We had the MVP, 64 wins, but Minnesota was just that good. But I feel like whoever makes it out of the West is winning it all. And we are taking on the Houston Rockets in round number 1 with Chris Paul. They got him back. James Harden, Okoro, Kevin Love, Clint Capella, Chris Dunn, Jordan Poole is coming off the bench. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did score a lot more in the second half of the year, and he is so efficient. I kind of like him as the number 2 on this team rather than a Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown, but I don't think that comes in pretty shocking. So let's not play Jalen Johnson. We're going to go, I think, about 33 minutes to Allen. So we can go about 15 to Favors. Since Shea's playing a ton, I mean, quickly was great, but he's going to get around 15 minutes a night. I think same thing with Nah as like a 3-and-D piece. Actually, Nah's going to get like 10 minutes a night. So let's do that. Josh Hart can go to 20. Let's go 37 to Zion and 30. Actually, let's go 38 to Zion and Shai. Let's go 35 to Ingram, 35 to Brown, and we can do one more to Josh Hart. So we are taking on the Rockets in round number 1. If we lose in round 1, I don't know. With the team we have currently, I was going to be very upset. Did we get blown out in this loss? So we ended up blowing them out for most games, but then we lost by 12 to them in game 3. Okay, but all of our wins were pretty much blowouts, as we can see that Zion averaged 35 and 12, Jaylen Brown averaged 20 points, Shai averaged 18 and 10 in those 5 games. And if we take a look at our team stats, what was our point differential or rating differential? Pretty good in round 1. So we're taking on Denver, Murray, Beasley, Durant, Randall. Oh, Jokic, yeah, isn't there anymore. Okay, this is a team we should beat. We do win game 1. We win game 2. We win game 3. All right, let's sweep them. Bang, there we go. And we were always going to go up against Minnesota there in the conference finals. I feel like that was inevitable. In round number 2, Ingram and Zion combined for 51, but Shai wasn't far behind, averaging 21 points a night. And then you got Cleveland and Toronto over there. That's Steph and Cade in the backcourt with Kevin Knox. And then in Toronto, you got Josh Okogie, you got Luka Doncic, Pascal Siakam, and Kyle Lowry. Game number 1, we do lose. Oh my God, by 1 point. Okay. LaMelo Ball drops 28. It would have been cool if we had Lonzo versus Brother. We do win game 2 by 12. Come on, we got to take the 2-1 lead. Do not let them win game 3. And we let them win game 3. 151-139. Karl Anthony Towns drops 58 points. Okay. Game number 4. We do win this one. Oh my God, that was huge. If we went down 3-1, I mean, that could have been it. Here we go, game 5. We do win. All right, that is a massive win, 126-118. I do not want to go to a game 7. They scare the living crap out of me. Minnesota, they look so good. They were the 1 seed, even though we had a better point differential. But I don't want to go to a game 7. Anything can happen. Do not choke this 4th quarter. And oh my God. Okay, we almost choked that 4th quarter. We got outscored by 11, but we won by 6. And we're in the NBA Finals to take on the Toronto Raptors. And honestly, we should beat this team. We really should beat this team. Game number 1 goes to New Orleans, 2 to New Orleans, 3 to New Orleans. There we go. And we end up sweeping them. So yeah, the toughest series, as expected, was against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Zion Williamson drops 29 and 15 and gets Finals MVP. And we have now completed the post-Anthony Davis Pelicans rebuild. And I hope you guys did enjoy that rebuild. Like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know any historic teams you want to see down below. Do you want to see me rebuild the Knicks when they had like that great young core in hindsight with like Quickly, Obi, Emmanuel, or RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes and DiVincenzo and Hartenstein and all those guys? Or do you want to see something with the Kings with Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox? Do you want to see something with the Raptors? Maybe after they won that 2019 title and they haven't really gone back to that team since and that success. Do you want to see something like that? Let me know down below. If you did enjoy it, appreciate you dropping a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.